Right, I'm live. It said that someone was waiting, so hopefully they'll turn up. I don't know. I'll see if I can figure that out. Hold on. Okay, so at the moment I am on my own. I'll sit around and wait for anyone if they turn up or what. Oh, so there's one person here, right? Okay, so hello to whoever you are. It would be nice to know who you are. So if you could leave a comment on the side in the chat, that would be great. Hello to whoever you are. I can't tell who this is. Let's see if I can see. No, I can't see. So yeah, just write something in the chat. I'll go first. There we go. It should be somewhere. It should say the chat button somewhere. Hold on. If you're on a phone, I'll show you how to do it. If you're on a phone. So here we go. Right. It should be underneath. Right, there's two of you now. So yeah, if you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you're not and you're offended, I'm sorry. You know, hope you're having a nice day, whatever you're doing. But the whole idea of this is to interact. So if you can try and find how to comment or how to write a note in the chat, that would be good. So I can see who you are, or just even if you have anything to ask, you know, like any questions, that'd be great. If you have anything to say, by all means, just say whatever you feel. Yeah, that would be good. If not, I'm gonna have to figure out stuff to say and not plan anything. I was hoping to interact more than anything. So this is a terrible camera, isn't it? I'm gonna turn on the lights, see if that makes any difference. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Phone is going off. Perez, aka Perez. Hello, California. It must be quite early. California, what's that, on the west coast? So what, 3 o'clock? That's is it about 8 o'clock in the morning or so? I'd imagine. And Merry Christmas to you. Bloody hell, 7 in the morning. I can always come back later if you like. 7 in the morning's early for Christmas Day. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon here, so it's quite normal time for me. Goodness. By the way, this is very strange. Insomnia, okay. So you've been up, you know, a fair bit at the night. Insomnia's not fun. Do you take any kind of medication or anything to, you know, help you with that? So that's quite a personal question, just asking that outright. A bit personal, isn't it? No. Okay. Yeah, there's all kinds of things which can cause it. Certainly hormone imbalances seem to be the thing. When serotonin is supposed to turn into melatonin. Talking about it like I'm an expert. I watch a lot of health stuff, so I end up thinking I know stuff, and I probably don't know half as much as I think I do. All right, melatonin. Yeah, cool. All right. And does it help sometimes? To take the melatonin? And for all of those that have just recently joined, I've got 4 people here. I didn't really expect anyone, so hello. If you could write in the comments section on the side or underneath, so I can see who you are. If you have anything to ask, or just tell me who you are, and yeah, it'd be good to know who's here. Good, it helps. In Perez. Do you prefer to be called Perez? It says AKA Perez, so I assume you want to be called Perez. Don't want to be offending you. Hello from Wales, Kate Van. Hello, Kate. How are you doing? Be great if I had something to say now, wouldn't it? Visiting my daughter and son-in-law. Oh, nice, cool. So you're there at their house and you're just really up early in the morning on your phone? It's really nice that you guys would come and say hello. That's really cool. Thanks. So anyone that's celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas. Anyone that's not, just hi, how you doing? Really nice that you've decided to come and say hello. Kate Van, you'd know that I'm a southerner, but I'm actually living up north, so that might be of interest. Very quiet, doing okay. Yeah, doing okay, thank you. Having a quiet day today. I'm actually I started on an actual water fast and now I'm on a dry fast. So I'm quite chilled. My energy is higher than I thought it would be. But yeah, feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah, I mean, you can see that I'm on a fast because of my white tongue. It's pretty gross. Perez, you subscribe to my channel. Well, there's not much to say about my channel, really. I started doing a few XJW videos about some of the extra questions which I had to the elders. Because after I was disfellowshipped for being naughty, I did want to come back into the organization and be reinstated. I did genuinely believe it was the truth. But I needed to be sure that I wasn't wasting my time. So because of that, I had a set of questions that I had for the elders after I had actually done some proper research, which took a while to have the extra courage to do. Yeah, the channel was based on that first, and then I did my own story, my own personal story out of the organization. And then I did a few videos which I felt was right to do at the time. And then most recently, I did a video of my thoughts of John Cedar's channel, which didn't go down well with an awful lot of people. But then again, a lot of people seem to view Lloyd Evans in a very high esteem, in the sense that you can't ever speak about anything which is not actually positive about him, which is a shame, because the predominant message of that was very positive. I was very positive about the man, but I said what issue I had, and I said it in the best possible, nicest way I could muster. But a lot of people seem to get upset. So from how it seems like some people have gone from one cult to another, in that they cannot hear bad about anyone that they hold in high esteem. It's a shame, really, that people don't have the ability to think for themselves. Anyway, I went off on a right old tangent when you said you subscribed a while ago, but don't remember much about my channel. So now you know. Got 5 people here. So if everyone please could write in the comments, in the chat, tell me who you are, that would be great. My husband and I visited his book tour in San Francisco. Oh, okay, good. So like, how did that go? Was it good? Did it all go well? Because I've actually met him. Was it nice? Could you tell me a bit about it? That would be nice. Also, if any of you would actually like to come on and actually chat with me on the side, have a video call, should be able to do that. Oh, 5 down to 4. Someone got bored. Not surprised. Right. Cool. It was fun. Good. I mean, I'd imagine he's quite nice in person. I don't know. It might be quite nice. And also to meet other people, other XJWs is always nice. So, that's cool. Yeah. So is everyone here on their own today, or are they, have they got any, sort of plans, or is it just a difficult day because kind of stuck in limbo? What's going on? Because so far there's only Perez and Kate that have said hello. Kate, thought your video about Lloyd was excellent. You were so respectful, and some of us still believe in God. Thank you very much. Yes, I did my best to be indiscriminate and just kind of express what the issue was. And that he seems to come across as quite belittling about anyone who doesn't subscribe to scientific status quo, even though it's not actually proven at all. He seems to think that anyone that doesn't agree with it, while he respects their right to their opinion, he doesn't seem to respect their logic, which I think is a shame. Because I think being open-minded, especially having come out of an organization that mind controls you, is important. 35 XJWs, cool. That's a fair few people to get to know. Imagine you got to know a few and added a few on Facebook or something. Nice. That sounds good. That's Perez, by the way. He's just said about you guys went to a coffee shop to meet Lloyd for his book tour. I thought it was a book tour, but I wanted to be sure I was right. So yeah. So yeah. Can you guys, Kate and Perez, tell me what's going on today? What are you up to? And there's a third person here apparently who's silent. We've had more, but they've come and gone. So yep, be good to know what's going on. Okay, Kate, I completely agree with you actually that you do love Lloyd. Yeah, that's and he's helped you. He's helped me as well. He was the predominant one to help me unwind the organization's lies. So for that, I can forever be grateful for him doing that. He's helped an awful lot of people, and you can only respect that. So that's huge. It's just a shame when people seem to take that appreciation and love for him and attack others for not agreeing with him. I think that's a shame. Oh, is he very tall? I didn't know he was tall. Cool. I mean, you can't tell with the videos, can you? You really can't tell. I mean, even when you have him next to other people, it's not something you can always tell. I'm guessing maybe what he's very tall. What, 6'2", sort of size? Perez. So WWE. Okay. Is anyone interesting wrestling at the moment? Okay, what channel, Kate? Yeah, I'm a support worker, and I mean, like a lot of the people I support who have learning disabilities, they absolutely go mad for um and for WWE, so I end up seeing it. All right, cool. So Perez, it's nice to see you. For the while that you're here, you'll be joining them for for Christmas breakfast. That'd be nice. Raw, cool. All right. So yeah, that's good that you're having a nice start today. It's a shame though with your with your sleep. It'd be good to I don't know. There are lots of things which you can do, but I'm sure like I'm sure you've looked into lots of things. Oh, third person is gone, so it's just Perez and Kate, unless of course Perez is already gone for breakfast. Don't know. So yeah, by all means, help me have something to talk about. Ask me questions. Tell me about yourself. That sort of thing. It's quite difficult to have something to say unless there's some interaction. So when did I leave the Watchtower? I was disfellowshipped in August 2011, and I was trying to go back for 5 years. Sat at the back. Oh, Perezi 6'2", cool, nice. So yeah, been out for quite a while, but awake since early 2016. So 2017, yeah, coming up to 3 years, I suppose. Yeah, maths is not great, but there we go. Coming up to 3 years now that I've actually been awake. And I think that's probably more important than having left. All that time of after having left is a very difficult time because you still believe, or I still believed it. So all the guilt, all the pain, all the sadness was there for a long, long time. And even though I made friends outside of the organization, it was always how can I say? It was always that I held back, thinking that that I wouldn't be able to be close to them or be friends with them because because I would always go back to the organization and they would always be, in effect, in some ways, I would say they were like the Walking Dead in my mind because I knew that Armageddon, unless they changed, they would be dead. So it was a very strange experience. I'm sure a lot of you can agree or can understand that talking to people outside the organization was very strange because you couldn't see them as normal people because you always thought you knew better and that they weren't that they weren't in some ways really worth your time because they just weren't there. That was a very long answer to when leaving JWs. Right, I'm going to celebrate Christmas with my children now. I'll have to revisit your channel. Hopefully we can chat again. Merry Christmas and have a great day. Okay, Perez, thanks very much for coming. That was really nice of you to turn up. And Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna have a lovely day, with your kids and your husband. Thank you. Thanks for coming along. Bloody hell. Kate, 51 years. That's a long old time. So I presume that you're at least in your 60s, maybe pushing more. I don't know. But that's a long old time. I'm really sorry to hear that. I don't know what that must have been like. Wow. You know, if anyone's looking, Kate has just put in the chat that she had left in May of last year. So, Kate, what was it that that made you leave after 5 decades of being in the organization? That's a long old time. I keep saying that. It's not good, is it? 65 years old. Cool. So you were 14. Again, maths is not my strong point. 14 is quite young as well. I was 15, so I can't really say much of anything. Baptized at 15. So, yeah. Youthful 65. That's what I like to hear. Yes. Yeah. Don't allow the age to define you. Got to be young and happy. You can't let anyone say that 65 is getting on, because it's not. Some 65-year-olds are quite old because they think they're old. As soon as you think you're old, that's when you're old. Got to be happy with who you are and be vibrant and happy. Yeah, so there are 5 people in the chat apparently. Please let me know who you are. Be nice to talk to you, ask questions. Been just talking to Perez and Kate in the chat. They've been telling me things and asking questions, asking my opinions, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be nice to hear from other people as well. Be nice to interact with a few of you. If any of you would like to join the chat, as in actually come on video with me, you would be very welcome to. I have to figure out how to do that, but I know there is a way to do it. I just don't know how yet. Let me see if there's a few buttons. Participants. Right, nope, that's just who they are. Yeah, there is a way of doing it. I just don't know how yet. So yeah, anyone please, yeah. Yeah, there is a way of doing it, and I'm looking at it. I can't figure out how to do it. I might have to end the live stream and then start again with other people or something. I don't know. Or have some kind of link, because I know there was a link when I was on the Vast Apostate Hour that I had to follow. So I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way of doing it. So those people that did join are gone. Kate, it looks like just me and you, and maybe 2 other people who are very silent, who maybe just be reading in the comments. Be nice to hear from you. If you have anything to say, it'd be lovely to hear from you. Tell me what you're doing up to today. I know today can be quite, like difficult day for some. If they haven't got any family to be with, etc. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you're on your own, just let me know. Be nice to hear from you. See what you're doing. See what you're up to. We got Kate here, who is with her family and watching some WWE. For those that are American, maybe you don't know what that is. That's or perhaps you do. Got that completely wrong, because it is an American thing, isn't it? For any of you that don't know who it is, it's wrestling. You can see how much I watch wrestling, in it. I know it's mainly an American thing. So Kate, yeah, what has actually, and what made you actually decide to leave the organization, and what what has been very difficult? You said it's been traumatic. Obviously there are the obvious things, but it'd be nice to hear from you as to what happened for you. What was. Yeah. As you can see, anyone who's watching, I'm not used to this. This is unusual for me. I've never done a live stream before. It's a very odd way of communicating, but it's a way of being able to get people together. So hello to everyone who's here. Some people have joined, some people have left. If you're new, please write in the comment section in the chat. Ask questions, let me know how you're doing, what you're up to today, all that stuff. Anything would be nice. Anything to talk about, really. It's mainly for people that are on their own today, because I know sometimes it can be very difficult for ex-JWs or JWs, anyone who is not with not with their family. Been on for quite a while, actually. 25 minutes. That's good. Presume Kate is gone. I don't know. Yep. Trying to figure out what all these buttons do. Oh, just turn off the mic. No. Ah, there we are. Kate, I was pioneer at 13 and regular at 16. Married, 3 kids, but always felt something wasn't right. Okay. Wow. So, married with kids. You're with your son and your husband. Are they still in the organization? Are they still witnesses, or have they woken up with you? If I can ask that question. I mean, a lot of things I'll be asking are more personal, but I'm sort of hoping that it's, with being on the internet, there's some sort of anonymity. You can say things. If not, by all means, ask me stuff. Got another one in the chat. There we go. Literally walked out of the hall. Wow, that must have been something. To walk out of the hall in the middle of a Sunday meeting. Yep. I wish I did that. That would have been great. In hindsight, I'm sure at the time it must have been very difficult for you to just shake the dust off your feet, as it were, to use a biblical expression, to actually just leave, get up and go. Not an easy thing to do. So well done for that. Right, anyone who's new, please start to write in the chat box. It'd be nice to hear from you, see what you're up to today, see who's here, all of that jazz, see what you're up to today, if you're on your own, if you're not. It'd be nice to hear from you. If you see in the chat box, you'll see some of the conversations we've had. You'll be able to and watch it back afterwards. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this video up for that long, maybe a few days. I keep losing contact. That's annoying. So you're probably not hearing everything I'm saying either. Is it bad on Wi-Fi? I'm in Wales. I'd imagine it's not great in some places. I'm imagining Wales is very green and quite quite desolate in some places. So maybe Kate is struggling to keep signal where you are. I don't know. But yeah, new people, please let me know you're here. I can't interact with you and talk to you about stuff unless I know who you are. And, if you have anything to ask or share, please do. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Because so far we've only had 2 people actually write in. Oh, there's Carl. Happy Christmas, brother Ceiling. Okay, spending the day with my JW mum. She celebrated. She's a witness, but she's celebrating properly. Oh, that's brilliant. I don't know what to say to that. What is there to say to that? Only fantastic. That's great. So what, Turkey, the full shebang? What's going on? What's going on? I'm sure you said that you're from the Midlands, aren't you? Leicester? No, you support Leicester. That's right. That's where my thought process was. Is it Leicester City? I don't know about Leicester City. I'm from London, mate. So if I'm, going to be true to my roots, it's going to have to be Arsenal. But I'm not into football, so don't worry. We're not going to fight about it because I don't really care. But isn't Leicester City the one who did really well a few years ago? Actually, just won the Premier League. Don't know if it's even called the Premier League anymore. But yeah, Carl, let me know how you're doing. What's going on? Really funny that your mum's that your mum's celebrating. That's great. So yeah, anyone is very welcome to comment. Shame that Kate is in and out of contact. Oh, it's just like okay. All right. Kate, is it easier if I reply to you, via the chat instead of actually just talking? It's quite handy it's slow actually because I stutter, so maybe it'll actually help you hear me better. We've had Turkey Prezzies, the lot. You're a gunner then. Oh, a gooner. Oh, like a gunner. Yeah. Yeah, 2015, 2016, Leicester won the Prem. Nice. I thought they did, but because I'm not that into football, I just remember a team which isn't. I'm usually involved, going high. Involved? What? A team which isn't normally quite high up has gone really well. So I knew there was something. Cool. That's good. Kate just asked if I'm in contact with my family at all. My JW family, no, not at all. My dad is the Jehovah's Witness, but he decided to get back in contact with me after shunning me for quite a while when I started my YouTube videos. But then after quite a while, I decided to cut off ties with him because of the organization and like the way it is. It's I couldn't cope with his lack of being able to just talk to me like a normal human being. Everything was an agenda. Everything that he talked about was if I'm coming back to the organization, if the things that I'm learning about are positive. He wasn't interested in me as a person. He was only interested in me if I was coming back to the truth, as it were. And I got to a point where it was just difficult for me, to say the least. And I couldn't have a normal conversation with him. I couldn't have a normal relationship with him. So I decided in the end that until he could respect me as a human being, that he knew I wasn't going back, not to have anything to do with me, because I didn't want to know. And in that way, it's been very positive. Obviously, I do miss him. I love my father very much. Obviously, that's never going to change. It doesn't matter what he does. I'll always love him. But I can't deal with that constantly. Okay, so comments section. Kate, are you in contact with your fan? Gunner fan? Carl, are you in Leicester or just support Leicester? I'm from Leicester. Oh, Kate's from Leicester. I was imagining you, Kate, with a Welsh accent. But I presume you've got a more Brummy accent? Loughborough. Carl was in Loughborough. Whereabouts is Loughborough? Like, I hear these places, and all is in my mind is either north or south from London. It's not good. As a Londoner, you kind of, brought up with not realizing that, other places exist. So it'd be good to find out where Loughborough is. Near Loughborough University. Loughborough University. All right, near Nottingham and Derby. Oh, not far from Sheffield. All right, yeah. Because I'm getting Loughborough University is around there. So that's fairly Midlands. Yeah. Cool. So on my way to London to see family. You're bang in the middle on the M1. Yeah, it's pretty close to the M1. Bang in the middle of Derby, Leicester, Nottingham. Well, it's a handy place if you want to actually go out. I suppose you can, go in any sort of direction. Nice. Some of the congregation are from Loughborough. If anyone else is about, please, feel free to actually write in the chat. It'd be nice to interact with you, see who you are, see what you're up to today. It doesn't matter, as to what you're doing or anything. It'd be nice to just hear from you, even if you just say hi. And if on the odd chance you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses still and you don't want to be found out, don't worry, we won't tell anybody. I'm not even going to keep up the actual video for very long anyway. Probably about a week or so, if that. It's just so that if any of you want to, actually watch it, back, you can do. But it's more for the live audience, really, isn't it? It's more to chat now. Yeah, trying to think of anything interesting about the Midlands. I had some friends that were in Dudley when I was a witness. Sure, I went to the Assembly Hall in Dudley, or I saw it at least. There's so many Assembly Halls, I can't remember half of them. Oh, Hilary and Tony, that are from Loughborough and moved to Wales. So, Kat. Kate. Kat, why on earth did I call you Kat? Been watching too much EastEnders. Sorry, Kate. Can't believe I told you I watch EastEnders. That's embarrassing. Yeah, Hilary and Tony, are they the people from Loughborough that you know that are now in Wales? Right, let's get comfy actually. There we go. The Taylor family, Carl. Okay. Whoever they may be. Surprising how small the GW world is. Shows why, poor sisters, struggle to find husbands. Far more ladies than men. And a lot of the men are a bit of an idiot. But idiot. I was going to say other words, but I'm going to try and keep this PC. All right, cool. So Carl knows some Taylors. Hopefully they're the same people. It's a relatively common name. In Britain, that is. If any of the Yanks are watching, I don't know. Well, it's quite early in America. We had Perez on from California. I think it was California. Yeah, from California. And it's, what, 7:30? 20 to 8 in the morning at the moment. So pretty early. Pretty damn early to be up on Christmas Day. I was up quite early this morning. I was helping a friend with her pony at a stable. So that was fun, first thing in the morning. It was actually quite nice, actually. It was good to see the horse. So would anyone else like to join in this chat? Be nice to hear from someone else. Now, Kate, I'm not sure who you're talking to now, if it's Carl or myself. JW Rebuttal on YouTube. Jordan. I've heard of the channel, but I'm not sure who Jordan is. Let me have a quick look. JW rebuttal. Right, hold on. Hey guys. Is this Jordan? He's saying that I get on well because we both have a bit of stubble and biggish glasses. Is that him, Kat? Why do I keep calling you Kat? Kate, what on earth am I doing? I'll hold this up for a little bit. Hopefully the internet is not too slow that you can see who it is. I'm assuming this is the guy, Jordan. Right, I'll hold it down now. All right. Here's a question for people. It'd be nice to hear from you. Since you have left the organization, for me, I've felt that since I was lied to so badly that I had to learn more things. Have there been any biggish changes for you other than leaving the organization, which you'd like to talk about? For me, I mean, like I've made, dietary changes. I have looked into health. I've looked into conspiracy stuff. There are, different things that I've looked into simply because I have, finally had the freedom of thought to actually think other things. And realize that a lot of things that I thought I knew, I didn't. So it'd be nice to hear if anyone else has made any changes or looked into anything interesting, which might be something to talk about. That'd be nice to hear. Or if anyone has sorry, I think it's fasting now. It's starting to catch up with me. If anyone has any interesting views of the world which they have now since they've left the organization, that would be cool to hear. If they believe in God, if they don't believe in God, if you believe in aliens now, whatever, it'd be nice to hear different people's perspectives. Anything which you've been able to do or make changes from because you have left the organization. But yeah, Kate, it'd be good to know if that was Jordan that you're talking about that I showed you on my phone. I presume you're asking me what kind of work I do, Kate. I work with people with learning disabilities. I'm a support worker. Although I may be leaving in the near future, but I've been there for 4.5 years. I do love my job, but I'm as with a lot of these places, the management is a bit crap. So, yeah, because of that, I'm a bit fed up. But a lot of the people that I work with have a good time. I mean, sometimes I will actually just go out and watch a film with someone, get paid for it. So that's great. I'm quite happy to do that. See all the Marvel films, that sort of thing. Yeah, Carl, it's a lot of time reading alternative media and seeing nothing is real. There's so much different information. It's very difficult to know the wood from the trees. I've had a very similar experience. There's all kinds of channels or more podcasts which give different perspectives. on the same stuff. So interesting, but very difficult. One fairly popular podcast that I listen to would be the Richie Allen show. He's an Irish guy based in Manchester, who has a YouTube channel and is on Spotify and his website and what have you. Kate has said, yeah. So I'm not sure what yeah is for, but yeah, he's good. Yes, he is very good. He's very good. He is one of the more normal people that I listen to. I listen to quite outlandish people, but he's one of the more normal ones. So that's why I thought I'd mention him, because he's quite, down to earth. Actually, while he will speak about unusual things, he will try and keep it quite grounded and won't go over the top with stuff. I mean, he's associated with David Icke, which for some people is a bit outlandish, but I think David Icke is very interesting. While I won't agree with everything that he says, I think a lot of his points are very, very good. And certainly, even if you don't agree with, sorry, Too Much EastEnders. Yes, I watch way too much EastEnders. Sorry, Kate, just completely taking me off topic. Yeah, it's all going on with with Alfie, Kat, and Haley. So we'll see what happens tonight. I don't know if Holby's on tonight as well. I've turned into a right old soapaholic. I don't watch all Corrie and everything. I can't. I end up watching too much telly. End up watching a lot of YouTube. So yeah, Carl. Yeah. I mean, because you said nothing is real. When you woke up, they murdered Diana. When they murdered Diana, nothing wrong with Icke, and he played for Leicester as he was younger. Yes, yeah, nothing wrong with Icke at all. Yeah, so yeah, I have to agree with you there. If anyone plays for Leicester and he talks about conspiracy stuff, he's got to be all right. Yeah, he's got a lot to say, and I think regardless of whether you agree with his somewhat outlandish viewpoints, he has a great deal of positive things to say. And a lot of the theme which a lot of conspiracy theorists say, or certainly alternative media people say, is that it's down to us as individuals to make the changes. It's not that we have to sit back and you wait for some kind of savior. I mean, regardless of if it's a political party, if it's a faith, if it's Jesus, it doesn't matter what you believe, but people have to change for themselves, regardless of what you believe otherwise. Some people say it's a change of it's a change of consciousness. That's it. It seems to be a spiritual thing, but it's not necessarily a spiritual thing at all. It's about you changing how you are, which has an effect on other people, and I think that's very important and very positive. If you make positive changes, other people will see that and it will rub off on them. If you believe in energy stuff, then the energy, the frequency that you put out or you have around you will affect other people and therefore have an effect on them. A more normal way of looking at it would be the biblical view. How do they put it? That bad associations spoil useful habits, or those people walking with wise person will become wise, and those walking with stupid people will fare badly, which is true because you become the people that you are around. I think it's like I think they say you are the sum of the 6 people you hang around with most, or something like that. It's a fairly few amount of people, but if you hang around with a lot of them, if you hang around with them a lot, you become a lot like them. And that's true. You do take on people's positive or negative traits. Yeah, that was Jordan. I still believe in God, but it's kind of hard because I'm not sure what is right and what isn't. Yeah, Kate, I completely agree with you. It's very difficult to know what's right, what's true, what's not. I can only give you my perspective, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out for yourself, the same as everybody else, because we don't know. No one actually knows. So my perspective is that if it's any if it's of any interest to anyone, is that we are all made of energy, I think, because that's what we're told scientifically. It's what it seems to be. So the idea of simulation theory of us being in some kind of matrix seems to resonate with me. Certainly, we interact with each other more energetically than we realize. The idea of psychic powers, etc., I think is more than possible, if not very likely. But I don't know. It's up to you whether you want to believe in that or not. Quantum physics is showing more and more that we can affect, or that matter is affected by intentions of thoughts, or more in the consciousness. So while this might be a bit outlandish for some people, this is the kind of way that I'm thinking. I don't know whether it's true, but I certainly think so. Sorry, Carl has just said that he's married an alien, so that's funny. There are definitely aliens. Yeah, well, men are supposed to be from Mars, and women from Venus. So, obviously that's a joke, but yeah, the sexes are very different. I think it would be very important if great if the sexes could come together, not in that new sense of there not being any sexes and everyone becoming the same thing. I don't agree with that. But that there can be far more understanding between the two, and that each can be encouraged to bring out their strengths, and that we can listen to each other much more. At the moment, it's a male-oriented or a more dominated world, which is a terrible shame, because women have so much to offer, and a lot of men are not able to connect to the feminine side, which would allow them to be able to understand women better, and to not be so attached to their ego, which is a real issue for a lot of men. Let go of the ego. Start using your ears and not gobbling off about nonsense just because you feel strongly about something. Or a lot of men seem to be able to be unable to be able to connect with their emotions, which seems to be a lot of issue, because they allow their emotions to come out in the wrong ways, either violently or by cheating on their wives or whatever it is. They have issues which they've not dealt with, and until you talk about it and actually deal with it, you can't. That's my opinion. If any of you guys have any opinions or anything, that'd be good, because I'm giving out a lot of opinions and I don't know what anyone else is thinking. Like it says, we've got 4 people in here, watching, which is nice, but it'd be nice to hear from you as well. So there's a chat box. Please write who you are, or let us know what you're up to today. Even if you don't tell us who you are, a name of your channel will come up. So it'd be nice to hear from you. See what's going on. Well, 5 people now. So I don't know if people keep coming in and out, or if people get bored and then leave and then decide to come back. I don't know. It'd be nice to hear from you, see what you're up to today. If you've not been here before, Merry Christmas. If that offends you, I'm sorry. Hope you're having a nice day, whatever you're doing. So yeah, seasonal greetings to the Americans, because I know you like to say seasonal greetings. In England, they just say Merry Christmas. Carl, Kate lives in Wales. I don't know where in Wales. I just know she's in Wales. Getting to the point now, I need a drink, actually. Talking so much. I should probably mention as well, the Day of the Dead faces behind me aren't anything to do with any sort of religious or spiritual thing. So hopefully none of you are scared, thinking, oh no, it's all kinds of weird stuff. Just thought they were cool. It's got a light on it, so it lights up. It's quite cool. There's a bar here, so I'll have some drinks and what have you. This is my living room. So yeah, Kate has just answered Carl that she does live in Wales. So yeah. That is good. So again, has anyone changed how they are, or what they do, because they left the organization? Have they changed their diets? Have they changed their perspectives of things? Have they joined any other faiths? Have they anything? It'd be nice to hear from you. See what you think. Have you got into conspiracy theories? Carla's just saying a few things about that. I've been talking to your uncle in Define near Brecon. Now he's convinced there are alien activities in that area. Okay, I've not heard of anything going on in Brecon. I think that's how you call it. How you pronounce it. Yeah. Well, I don't see why not. I'm not saying there is or there isn't, but I have no reason to believe that there aren't aliens. Is it pronounced in Brecon or more like beacons, as you've written after? They pronounce beacons. But yeah, in terms of aliens, I believe that there are certainly higher beings or different beings. I don't know whether they're just angels in the whole biblical sense, or if they are actually aliens in the truest sense that they're from another world or from like another planet that have come here. There are different types of aliens, all kinds of things which are very interesting. So I'm interested in that. I don't know what to believe. The Brecon Beacons, a range of hills in mid to South Wales. Oh, cool. I should know that really, but my geography of the UK is pretty terrible. So that's good. I bet that's beautiful there, because Wales is a beautiful place. Quite similar to Ireland. Very green, very beautiful. Yeah. So anyone who's not from the British Isles, the UK, especially in the summer, please come in the summer, is a beautiful place to come to. There are lots of national parks and beautiful places to go, including Wales, Ireland, Scotland. In England, there are beautiful parks. There is the Lake District, which is north of me. I live in Lancashire. It's in Cumbria. Beautiful places to go. And some places are quite spiritual if you're interested in that sort of thing. It's got lots of Celtic heritage. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on in the UK. I say the UK because that's how it's talked about internationally. I just think of it as England. When will the Pentagon release the CCTV of the missile? I mean, plane crashing into it. Yeah, well, that was the thing. There was no. Sorry, Alan. By the way, Alan's new. Hello, Alan. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, who knows when they will release the footage of the Pentagon? Pretty obvious that there was no plane, in my opinion, because there was no wreckage of a plane. So it seems illogical that there was a plane. It's quite liberating to realize as a female you don't have to be in subjection. You can have an opinion, you can vote, all those things you couldn't do, you can. I cannot say that I understand because obviously I'm a man. So it would be unfair for me to say, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But my channel is called Glass Ceiling, so maybe I should know what you mean. I can understand it in the sense that, in a way, even men as well were not allowed to have an opinion. So the reality is that all of us that were stuck down, particularly for women, and it shouldn't be underestimated how much women have been put down and held down like a jack in the box. It's disgusting, and it's so good that women are finally being allowed to have a voice somewhat and be true to themselves and not have men constantly talk down to them as if they're lesser. That's a disgusting fact, and it, in some ways, it took me a while to accept that. Not that I was, sexist, but because we were brought up in a very chauvinistic, male-oriented organization, it was difficult to finally see women in like a different way. Because even though intellectually I knew full well that, of course, like equality is right, it takes time to kind of unwind that. And I think men need to, or certainly a lot of them, need to have a time in the, or period where they actually begin to view women in a different way, because it's sad how demeaning it has been for women to be in an organization like that. And that includes a lot of facets in our society. Even things like pornography, for example, or lots of things are very demeaning to women. I mean, that's going to be like a touchy subject to some, but without all the emotion behind it, on a very intellectual basis, women are treated so badly in comparison, or not viewed in on I'm on like a level playing field. Adversely, though, it is true to say that now society is in some ways overcompensating for some types, and that some perceived majorities are actually being left out in the cold. So it's true to say that in England, I believe that a lot of the white males are doing badly in schools because they are not being looked after as well. So it's fair to say that if you're going to be interested in equality, it's important to actually be interested in equality for everyone, which includes foreigners in different races and your own races. Saying that, I'm not technically English. I'm actually British. My parents are both from other countries. So Alan, you retracted a message. That's a shame. I didn't see that. Maybe I said something which you don't agree with. I don't know. Oh, you're admiring the Day of the Dead masks. Cool. Hang on. I'll see if I can light it up. Hey. Although now you can't really see it very well, can you? Hang on. You can see it better when no. Anyway, it's lit up now. It's a shame, Alan, you've retracted whatever it is. It'd be nice to hear from you, see what you're saying. JW seem to have got Christmas right, don't you think, by not celebrating it? In some ways, yeah. I mean, there's an awful lot of hassle that's saved from, I don't know, back to getting a bit funny. There's a lot of hassle which is saved from not celebrating Christmas. But it's nice when family can come together regardless of the reason. Some people need an excuse like Christmas for people to come together, which is a shame that they need an excuse, but it's very good that they can come together. A lot of negatives happen at Christmas, but a lot of things that are very positive. Like especially for the kids. That's always nice that they can be together. So yeah. Hello to new people who are here. Please leave a comment in the chat. Be nice to hear from you, see who you are, what you're up to today, if you're on your own or not. Be very nice to hear from you. So hello to whoever is there, because we've got 3 people at the moment in the chat, but there are now 3 more people, 6 people. So it'd be nice to hear from each of you. To see what you're up to today. Excuse me. Yeah. Fun fact for you: I'm a crazy guy who's done a bit of fasting. I've not had anything to eat or drink since Sunday night, so I'm in proper detox mode. I was hoping to hold out for 3 days, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to manage. So I'm just going to have to leave it on a water fast. I've got lots of fruit in the house, so I'm thinking to eat that. That might be of interest to some people. Some of you might just think I'm a complete nutcase for doing that. But it's a faster way to detox yourself. Is to water fast, and then dry fast is even harder and stronger way of detoxing. Yeah, I've got pretty white tongue at the moment, so pretty manky, but detox. It's good. So yeah, Alan's the last one who just says that he doesn't like Christmas. So Alan, are you still a witness or? Yep, Kate agrees with you, so that's good. Oh, Alan wants to bring up the elephant in the room about Lloyd Evans. Yes, he says that he's making a lot of money out of his channel now. What do you think of him? It's difficult because on the one hand, I think if someone is going to make a career of actually doing good, then he should be able to be compensated for it and obviously be able to survive on it, because obviously to commit that amount of time, you need to be able to earn enough money from it in that way. On the other hand, it depends on what his what his motives are, and if they are just about earning money, then it's a shame, because I believe that if you're going to be an activist, it should be because you have a real passion for what you're doing. And it seems a shame if Lloyd Evans is doing what he's doing because of wanting to earn enough money or do well out of it. That would be a shame. So what I think of him, was made fairly clear in my last in my last video. On the one hand, I think he's done an awful lot of good work. On the other hand, I think he comes off as quite arrogant. At the same time, perhaps he needs to be arrogant to do the work that he does at the level that he does it at. And in that way, it's positive. I think, people in the past that have done something very positive or been activists for something have needed a certain, like a certain metal in them to do their job, to do it. It's not easy. But it all comes down to his motives. If he's doing it for the money or if he's doing it because he genuinely cares about people. If he's doing it because he genuinely cares about people, I think great. But in my experience and in the evidence that I've seen about him, how he has spoken to people, how he has been with me, even in my last video, he doesn't seem very open-minded, which seems amazing after having come out of a cult. Surely you'd have an open mind to things, and he doesn't seem to. But I have a lot of respect for him. He does very good work. So and he's helped so many people. So I think there's a lot of admiration or a lot of respect, at least, which should go to him, regardless of his reasons. Kate has said, Alan, yeah, it's how he makes his living. But on the other hand, he has helped a lot of people wake up like me. Right. So apparently Lloyd has blocked Alan from his channel. What have you been saying to him, Alan? What have you been saying to him? I mean, maybe you've said some nice things. Maybe you've said some hardest hitting things. Lloyd's all right. I spoke to him a couple of times. He was fine with me. That's great. That's really positive. Can only hope that he has, a positive impact on people. Love that and that the mask lights up. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's nice for parties and things, having people over, drinks and what have you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have this little shelf over here. Probably one of my favorite drinks over here. Some of you will hate it and some of you will love it. With ginger beer or with Coke, amazing. Or just even neat. Just love this one. It's not the cheapest of drinks though. I'm gonna have to get a drink. I thought I was gonna last with this this dry fast, but I can barely speak anymore because I'm so dry. I'm back in a minute. I can barely speak now. Right. Right, I'm gonna have to drink this quite slowly because I've not had a drink for, how long has it been? 12, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 hours. So Lloyd sells mugs with his name on it for $20. What? Why would you buy a mug with Lloyd's name on it? Is that just me? Am I being rude? I don't want to start slagging him off, but really? I wish someone would buy a mug. Yeah, Carl, I have to agree with you. Someone likes you enough to buy your mugs. You know you've got it good. Sorry, this is really good water. I'm going to just enjoy this for a minute. He sells a lot of merchandise, true. So, Alan, do you think that Lloyd is just after the money by selling lots of merchandise and what have you? Or do you think he's using it to support his activism, to do positive work? What do you think? Although I can actually guess what you think, but I'd like to read it. Right, I won't drink too quickly because I don't know what effect it's going to have on it. And Carl is saying, "Yep, you don't have to buy it." It's true. You don't have to buy it. It's there. I'm quite open about Lloyd. I'm not. My perspective is not very important, and he autographs copies of his books for F's sake. Yes. Yeah, it depends on how you perceive it, really. Is he active? Is his activism about him, or is it about the actual message? I don't want this to be a Lloyd fest, in that we're gonna just slag him off all day. I think he does a lot of good work, and we have to respect that, regardless of why he's doing it. That's up for debate. But yeah. No, Alan, I'm not going to start slagging him off. This is not what this was about. It's about people that are on their own today and struggling for whatever reason, or just want to chat, just fancy a chat, that you're very welcome to come and chat. I'm not about spreading negativity. I mean, we could talk about his his reasons for doing things, or how we perceive him, but it's I don't think we should stoop to that level. But yeah, and you're only kidding. That's cool. Yeah, that's just what I think anyway. I don't think there's any real use of being nasty about him. If he did something nasty, and if there was something nasty about him to say, then I think sure that can be exposed, but not used to just slag him off because you fancy slagging him off. It's not appropriate. It's not necessary. And I think we know better than to do that. Emma, what do you think about the Nigerian alcohol ban? Hello, Emma. Nice to hear from you. I don't know anything about the Nigerian alcohol ban, so if you could tell me a bit more about it, or if you give a link, that would be great. That's news to me. I presume it's to do with JWs, or is it to do with the whole of Nigeria? Let's have a quick look. Carl has never had any Nigerian alcohol. They've done a Guinness, which I think is from Nigeria, called Guinness Foreign Extra. I don't drink it anymore because, now don't get upset with me, people. I'm actually vegan, so I don't eat animal products anymore. And in that, Guinness, I think they have fish, or they distill it with fish. So I've not had it for years. Now they do actually Guinness, draft Guinness, which I can drink, which is great. But yeah, if you try it out, it's very nice. Certainly recommend it. It tasted great. It's a good stout. They sell it in bottles. You're probably best off actually getting it from larger shops like Asda or Big Tesco. I know Tesco does it. Yep. Alan has said Judge Rutherford didn't respect prohibition in the 1930s when he exported whiskey from Canada for his personal consumption. Judge Rutherford didn't give a monkey's about anyone. He used the organization to build him a house, a very fancy house, and said it was for the patriarchs of old before they came home and were resurrected. So no, Judge Rutherford didn't give him monkeys. He was a nasty fellow, I think. Nasty fellow. How old do I think he's a nasty fellow? He was a bad set of grapes, wasn't it? So apparently Nigeria law prohibition alcohol production and consumption. Oh no, it says on Google that the drinking age in Nigeria is 18. So I don't know, Emma. I don't know what the Nigerian alcohol ban is. If you could tell us, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. At his funeral, his wife and son didn't even show up. Alan, yeah, about Judge Rutherford. That says everything. I think really it says an awful lot that his wife and son didn't turn up. Maybe they had good reasons. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe I was in a past life. Who knows? But yeah, I think that probably says a lot. Really, says a lot when very close members of your family don't turn up to your funeral. It's the one time that everyone should turn up, even if you didn't like someone, you turn up and say goodbye. No, they didn't. I have to say, for those that have been here for a while, thanks very much. I mean, it's been an hour and 20 minutes and you've been putting up with me chatting about nothing, so that's great. But hopefully, it's entertaining or just nice to have a chat to someone. If any of you would like to come on and actually, video chat with me and have a conversation like we're doing now, you'd be very welcome to. I don't know how to do it yet, but I know it can be done. I'm gonna have a quick look and see how you do it. How's that? If anyone would like to come on, please let me know. That would be good. Right then. How do you have YouTube? Oh, right, okay. I'd have to come out of it and then go back on it. Alan's retracted another message. Kate has a point. We do need people like Lloyd, though. Guess he's like Marmite. Yes. We need people to be fearless in the sense that they just keep going and do a lot of good content. That's true. That's true. Don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but yes. Don't agree with how he's treated everyone, but it's important that there's someone there like him. That's true. Couldn't agree with that more. Even though it pains me to say it with how he is sometimes. But hey ho. Hey Ho Ho by Alan Limelt. I think that's how you pronounce it, Limelt. Alan, are you from the UK? We've got Carl and Kate from the UK, although Kate's from Wales, still UK. And Emma, I don't know where you are or who you are. Oh yeah. Kate, Carl is asking you about the Taylor family. Is it Verna Taylor that you were talking about? Or not? I need you guys to interact, otherwise I'm going to be stuck. As you can see, I'm not very imaginative to think of stuff to talk about. So I need you to say stuff and we can talk about things, can't we? And actually, by the way, is everyone able to hear me okay? Should have asked that like an hour ago. Presumably you guys can hear me. Yeah, Alan. Kate is a lady in the chat who has been chatting earlier. She's from Wales, or she lives in Wales, should I say? She's not from Wales. And Carl is asking her a question. Yeah, looks like Kate is gone. So ta to Kate. Oh no, Kate's back. She's off to cook dinner. It's been brilliant. Thank you for bringing us a lot together and keep making your videos. We love them. It's great. Thank you so much. That's really nice. That's really nice of you to say that. Yeah, it'd be good actually if you guys could let me know what you want me to talk about sometimes as well, because I don't often make videos because I tend to make them if I feel the need to say something. But if you guys have anything particular that you would like me to talk about, let me know, and I will do my best. But yeah, I mean, have a lovely meal with your family, um, and yeah, have a nice day. See you later. Have a good evening, should I say? It's evening now, isn't it? Sun's setting in the UK at 4:30. Getting dark now. There's a window over there. I can see the darkness. And Alan is now interested in Verna Taylor. Do you know Verna Taylor, Alan, or are you just getting involved? Someone knows Verna Taylor. We'll never know now. No, I suppose not. No. She said that her internet was quite slow, so I don't know whether she heard everything I said. You know. Put ozone in gas in that water and it tastes bizarre. It's supposed to be cleaner and stuff and got good stuff in it, but weird. So yeah, what do you speak to any me or anyone else? Um, no, I have a friend who's an ex-JW, who's actually he's technically a witness still. Uh, for obvious reasons, I cannot reveal who that is. Um, but yes, um, so yes, the answer is yes. Yes, I do. I speak to him very often, but I still talk to him. Yeah, it's difficult to give any more information without giving away too much. It's very unlikely that anyone would see this that would dob him in, but um, it's still necessary to probably say nothing because he asked me not to say anything. But yeah, he's awake apparently. Although at his birthday he said that it's not really his birthday; it was just a meal. So I don't know. I don't know what that. I don't know where his head's at. I think, well, if you want to do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. You know, make up your mind. What about the carts? Do I avoid them? I have spoken to people on the carts in Preston. I don't live in Preston, but I don't tend to talk to them nearer where I live because they know who I am, or at least they would know when I start speaking to them. They don't recognise me at the moment because of my longer hair. It's quite long now. It goes quite far down. So yeah, they don't recognise who I am anymore, which is great because then I can just walk around without people going, "Ooh, weirdo, disfellowship apostate walking around." Um, but yeah, I have spoken to the carts before, not to the carts, to the to the people on the carts. They just talk to the carts. That would be weird. That would be strange. Yeah, had an interesting conversation with a guy. I think he was West Indian. But yeah, he was completely asleep. He's not able to listen to anyone. And no, no one's called the cops on me. I'm not that. I'm not that intrusive. I'll actually have a conversation with someone, but if they start getting funny with me, I just don't see the point in. In starting anything confrontational, because if it gets to that point, I don't think they have any real ability to listen anyway. So the only good that could do would be if it was actually filmed online and other people could see it, or if other people saw it in the area. In that way, then sure, it would be useful, but otherwise, it doesn't serve any purpose. If you can say something which makes someone think, makes a JW think, then sure, you've done something good. But otherwise, I don't see why you would do it, because it seems to reinforce the whole victim complex we must have the truth because we get persecuted. It just feeds them. So I personally wouldn't do it. Do you know the XJ Dub channel? No. I'll have a quick look, Alan. What is the XJ Dub channel about? Is it interesting? XJ Dub. XJ Dub. The channel that's come up is seemingly a spiritualist. All right. Who has got favourites of Jehovah's Witnesses beneath the Tower of Fear, inside Bohemian Grove, Alex Jones. So yeah, sounds interesting. 9 years ago though, it's done very few videos. It's done 2 videos and has 1 subscriber. Is that who you're talking about? Is it this one? Sorry, let me just try and get the angle right so that you're not getting all those glare. Is it him? If you just ignore the guy at the bottom, that was from earlier. No, try XJW YouTube videos. All right. What I'll do is I'll just put in channels. No, it's just got My Frankenstein Life is the other one, whoever that is. Oh no, it's because I put X as in EX, not just X. Oh right, yeah. So is it him? That's the one. Cool. Cart Wars. All right. Might be quite funny. See what he's up to. At the same time, though, honestly, I get to a point where I can't watch any more JW videos. I might do sometimes, but I don't know if it's the same for any of you guys. But I get to a point where I've watched that many that I just want to get away from the organization and anything to do with it, because I just want to live my life at the end of the day. So sometimes I will, revisit things and I will look at stuff and be interested in what people have to say. But generally speaking, now I don't watch a lot of it because I can't. I don't have the energy for it anymore. I can find it draining, really. I'll enjoy it. Alan says started last year. Got taken to court. All right, that'll be interesting. I'll check him out, see if it's interesting. Yeah. See how I get on. Thank you very much for pointing him out. XJ Dub. Cool. So who's left now? Because it says I've got 2 people. So there's obviously Alan. Someone else as well. No idea who that other person is. Is Carl still here? Over 100 videos. Yeah. All right. It's not going to be overnight then that I'm going to be watching all this stuff. I'll just put it on I'm on double speed. That's a great thing actually about YouTube, is that sometimes when people talk slow, like myself, it's quite handy to put it on double speed so you get through the video more quickly, because you can listen much faster than people speak. That's always useful. What about you? But I'm getting warm now. How long was I a JW? I was semi-brought up as a witness. I lived with my mum from when my parents split up when I was 3. But my dad was a witness, or became a witness not long after that. But my mum was the one who introduced him to it, so I was always exposed to the organisation. I mean, I was in I was in like Kingdom Hall in the womb, so I've always known the organisation. I moved in with my dad when I was 14, became a baptized publisher, and when I was 15, became baptized. So then I was a witness until I was 20. Not far from 21, I was disfellowshipped. My dad is a JW along with my stepmom, yes. And I don't have any contact with him. Which was first his choice. Then he decided to get back in contact with me, but he was always in pushing the agenda of me coming back to the organisation. So in the end, for my own sanity and my own emotional well-being, I decided to have him out of my life as well, because it was not a relationship. It was just about me going back to the organisation, which I just wasn't interested in, obviously, because it's a lot of nonsense and it's a waste of time and energy. I'm really chuffed, by the way, that you, Alan, and other people that have actually come here to come today, because I didn't know if anyone would actually even turn up. Did contemplate even not even doing it. So it's really cool that you come. So Alan, how about you? Have you been brought up as a witness, or how old are you now? Have you been out of the organisation for a while? It'd be nice to hear about you. Tell me about yourself. Christmas Day means nothing to me. I was brought up with my mum, who celebrated Christmas from as far back as I remember, because they split up when I was 3, so that's pretty much as far back as I remember. So she always celebrated Christmas from when I remember until I was 12, and then I decided to stop celebrating Christmas when I was 13. On my birthday, I stopped celebrating my birthday then. Christmas means something to me in the sense that it's nice when family can get together. And I miss my family at this time of year. But I don't have anything to do with my mum for completely other, separate reasons. So because of that, I don't see them. So yeah, it means something to me in that way. But in terms of religiously or presence or that, it doesn't really hold much significance. It used to, because I used to feel very alone knowing that other people were together at Christmas, but doesn't really mean much to me, no. Not in the sense of Christmas means something. It means something to me that people can come together and people are lovely to each other, which is unusual for this, for normal people. People are normal idiots. Yeah, my real mom is no longer like a JW. She was never actually baptized, so that's really good, because when I was baptized, I could still speak to her and had no issue there. I was always wary of her as a witness, because I was worried that she was going to, change my mind and use her, motherly emotional attachment to me to hold me back from being a witness. But that never stopped me, because I was always very strong-minded, so it never stopped me. Which is good that I had a strong mind, but bad that I obviously got involved with with the witnesses. But I learned a lot from the organisation, so I have to say thanks to them for that. It has taught me an awful lot of things, especially understanding how people can be locked into a belief system, and regardless of if it's to do with an organisation or a faith or anything like that, it doesn't. That has a lot to. There are. I'm not explaining myself very well. It's taught me a lot anyway. So your mum left your dad because he became a JW? No, my mum left my dad because my dad wasn't a very good husband. Not that he did anything particularly terrible, as far as I'm aware. But she met someone else. So she left the organisation at the same time. I don't know whether or not she left because she knew that the organisation was false. She never really said that to me. It always seemed to me that it was a given that, well, she left the organisation and she saw it was nonsense. But she never told me that she saw it was nonsense and therefore she left. She never said that, so I don't know. But my dad latched onto the organisation, believing that he needed to be a part of it to save me and a younger sibling that are his children. I have two older siblings as well that are not his, so he got in the organisation to save us from Armageddon. That was his idea. A lot of JWs get divorced or have been divorced, and yet they promote family values. Yep, a lot of contradictions in the Watchtower organisation. Jehovah's Witnesses are full of contradictions because they are very used to cognitive dissonance. Very used to having two minds about most everything. I don't understand why Jehovah's Witnesses eat meat, for example, if they believe that life is sacred. That's something which has never been talked about, and I don't understand how, as a witness, I didn't even think of that. For an example, I'm not saying that eating meat is wrong. It's up to you. Do what you want. But as a witness, I have no idea how I never thought of that. So yeah, they're full of contradictions. Sad, isn't it? So there are 3 people in the chat. All I have is Alan. It'd be nice to hear from other people. Sorry, Alan. Please do talk and ask questions. I'm just encouraging other people. If you're there, please to let me know that you're there and to take part in the conversation. It'd be nice to hear from you because it's an hour and 45 minutes now, nearly. It's a fair while, so I think at 2 hours probably is a good time to leave it, unless anyone has anything in particular they want to talk about or say, because 2 hours is a fair bit of time. Charles C.T. Russell separated from his wife when president of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. Judge Rutherford also separated from his wife when president of Watchtower Bible Tract. That's interesting. That I never knew. Alan, if you've got any more information as to why that was the case, that would be really interesting to hear, because I've never heard about that. I'd imagine that they used the excuse that the Apostle Paul said that you cannot be devoted to both the faith completely, that is, completely devoted, and to your wife. So that would be interesting to know what reasons they gave and actually what were the real reasons. I have my theories. I believe that the Watchtower organization is a Freemasonic organization, or whatever secret society you want to attach it to. There seems to be certain satanic influences in the organization, but that's a belief. I cannot say that categorically at all. But certainly, it being called Zion's and Watchtower in the beginning, with having the Freemasonic crown and cross in it, I think speaks for itself. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know that for a fact. As everyone does, we need to find out for ourselves and not just take someone else's word. Russell's wife took him to court, and he was called a jellyfish. A jellyfish? Why on earth was he called a jellyfish? Oh, he wandered wherever he pleased. Young ladies. Yeah, a few cult leaders do that. I didn't know that about Rutherford. That's a crying shame. What a knobhead is what I can say about that. That's sad that he used his position, I presume, to get into other people's beds. That's a shame. And pretty horrible. The dirty old sod. The jellyfish. I've never known the term jellyfish. He wandered about wherever he pleased. He bobbled about. Jellyfish. Jellyfished about. You know, spreading around his tentacles. Dirty sod. 3 people in the chat, which is great. Which is amazing after all this time. Hello and welcome. Be nice to hear from you. Please write in the chat. I have it that everyone can. Yeah, it's live messages, so everyone should be able to write something. Carl seems to have disappeared. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yeah, you should be upset with me. Wow, one of the young ladies was sent off to Australia before the trial, which wasn't able to testify. See, for anyone else watching, I cannot actually verify this, but I've no reason to disbelieve it. I'm sure, Alan, you're right. That's bloody disgusting, isn't it? Yep. Sounds similar to when the organization today is destroying anything to do with child abuse. Destroying all the papers. So there's no proof. Easy to find, just Google it. Exactly. Anyone wants to find out what Alan is saying about C.T. Russell and Judge Rutherford, J.F. Rutherford, John Franklin Rutherford, I think his name is. Just Google it. It will be there. A lot of things are on Google, and you can see proof of it, not just because someone's written something on a website. Should be proof of it. So, yeah. So, Alan, before I go, do you feel lonely? That's a personal question. I have in the past. Today, not so much. I do to a point, but for me, this week has been about. Well, I've got some time off from work, so I've been doing some fasting. So it's been a spiritual time for me. So in some ways, yes, but I'm trying to connect to God or the higher sources or whatever you want to call it. Maybe that sounds a bit hocus pocus to some people, but in that way, no, not really. How about you? Are you on your own today? No, I don't go to church. I'm not a Christian. No. I don't believe that any, at least big organization, is true, because I think men destroy the substance of what true spirituality is. They always put on their own opinions and stance and things, and it usually just mess it up. JW, support your faith in God? No, they haven't supported my faith in God. Definitely believe in a God or in some higher power. I'm not sure I want to define what that is. But yeah, they haven't destroyed that, no. I won't let them destroy any faith that I have. I just try and find out the truth to the best of my ability, and that points to there being a creator of some sort. I don't believe that we've just happened to be here over millions of years by evolution. It doesn't make sense. Put my faith in Lloyd Evans. Yeah. I used to have so much, not worship Lloyd Evans, but he helped me so much that I looked up to him in a big way. Now I don't. I now respect him a great deal for what he does and what he's done and how he's helped me and how he's helped lots of people. But put my faith in him, no, that's laughable. It's funny. It's a funny comment. Funny comment. Yeah. How about you, Alan? Are you on your own today? Are you feeling on your own or lonely or are you feeling all right? What are you up to? Come on, people, take a leaf out of Alan's book. He's actually taking part in this. The reason why I've carried on. Okay, Alan, so you're saying that Armageddon's coming. Are you saying it's a joke or do you believe that Armageddon is on its way? Because I can't tell when it's just just writing. I can't tell if it's sarcasm or it's a joke or if you mean it. I don't know. And what do you believe? Do you believe that there's a God? Do you believe that we should be at a church or what? Really? I don't know how to respond to you because I don't know where you're coming from. Babadoo 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 bab. Boo. Waiting for Alan to reply. If anyone else wants to reply or comment, that would be nice. As we said at the start, Pentagon lied, so we can't trust the leaders. Absolutely. So really, are you saying that we don't know what to believe? Or are you saying that, I don't know, what are you saying? Put it in your words. I'm going to stop putting words in your mouth. It's not good. That hair behind my ear, my big old ears. Can you move your ear? Nice able to move their ear. Video stream has got to this point that I'm actually doing funny faces. Can you do this with your tongue? Can you do that? Yeah, must be lonely making crazy faces like that on YouTube. The world is warped and twisted, so we need truth. Absolutely. And the only real way of being able to do that, I believe, is to have freedom. A good person to listen to about that would be someone called Max Egan online. I cannot say enough good things about him. There's nothing that he says that I actually would disagree with. He doesn't, buy into a lot of big conspiracies that people talk about. He's just open to it. And his bottom line about a lot of things is that we cannot know the truth until we are free. And that simply comes down to non-compliance. So really, gets to the revolution is, are we going to just say, no, we're not going to have it anymore. Let's just be true to ourselves and not abide by the rules. Max is only a man. We need ultimate truth from. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying that he is the go-to guy, as in he's some kind of god. I'm saying that his actual message seems to be very positive, which is that we need to be free. But you're saying that we need ultimate truth from a higher source. I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't know for a fact if you're right. But yeah, it seems to be that we need truth from a higher source, regardless if that's God or aliens, etc. We need to know what's what. But at the same time, I think we would know much more if we were free. And that might sound very conspiratorial, but I don't believe we're free at all. No. No, the American system is, what did they call it? Brain's gone now. Can't remember if they call it company or. Basically, it's not about people. It's about money and about using people as cattle, as what's it called? This is what happens when you don't eat for several days. The stock exchange, and we're the livestock. There you go. Finally got there in the end. It took me a while. Do you care about ultimate truth? Yes, I do. That's why I didn't go back to the organization, because it wasn't true. I very much care about ultimate truth. Yep, you have to search for it. Absolutely. So that's why I look into conspiracies, as crazy as some of them sound. I'm open to the craziest conspiracies if I don't know whether they're true or not. I'm open to them. And one big one that's happening at the moment is that our history has been completely lied, that we've been lied to about history in a massive way, that we don't know our history even up to 200 years ago. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it seems to make sense. People like Max Igan, yes, I know he's just a man, but he's bringing forth information which is interesting. Talking about the lost civilization of Tartaria, highly recommend people look into that. And the mud flood. Conspiracy theory was a phrase invented by the CIA. Well, it was coined by the CIA to make it sound negative. Yes, but to look into finding what the truth is, which means that you have to come up with theories which you look into, which are conspiratorial, I think is before the CIA. But the CIA coined the expression and made it laughable to people, which is a shame, because people now think, oh, you're into conspiracy theories, you must be an idiot. Really, it's just trying to find the truth about a matter. I think. This isn't wine, this is water. I just try and keep it in glass bottles. Conspiracy is when two or more people conspire to distort or hide the truth. Yes. And by searching for the truth, you are accepting that the truth has been hidden. So it's a conspiracy. Usually. I mean, sometimes truth has been forgotten. Okay. But most of the time, I think in this day and age, truth is just simply hidden or conspired to be hidden. So therefore, it's a conspiracy theory. I don't know whether you're agreeing with me, Alan, or if you're actually taking me around in circles. I can't tell. So I touch that. That's bizarre. got a participant list, and I've only got Perez and Kate. Not Carl, not Alan. Alan's been like all over the place. So did Devil start all these lies? Interesting question. It's a question of what the devil is. I don't believe that we have enough information to categorically say either way about anything. Not really. I can tell you what I believe, but as to what is true, I don't know. I don't know. It depends, really. The devil depends on if you believe in the whole unbiblical narrative, which is Adam and Eve and Satan getting involved with them at the time, and obviously starting to spread the first lie, and then lies started from him, so therefore he's the father of the lie. But you're asking about all these lies, so I can only assume that the lies that we have today, if the devil is a spiritual entity which is behind the scenes of the secret societies and therefore controlling the masses in that way through propaganda, through music, through what's it called? Images within images, hidden messages, etc. Or I'm more like it's like someone like David Icke will talk about how the moon is actually sending out a frequency which is artificial, which is hiding the truth from us. If that's the case, then sure, maybe Satan is actually the father of all those lies. But yeah, I don't know. Santa, anagram of Satan. Yes, very true, very true, and it's very close to the planet Saturn as well. And Saturn has a lot of significance in esoteric teachings and societies, has connections with Islam, with Mecca, with the cube, with the pentagon, the pentagram. Yeah, it's laced in all kinds of things, so it's possible. I'm open to those things. I don't know whether it's true or not. I cannot say categorically. All I can do is give you my opinions, and that's based on very little information compared to what information is out there. So if you ask me the same question in 3 years' time, I'd probably give you some very different answers. But as of today, I can only say what I know now. But we have 4 people in the chat, so if you're there, please comment. It'd be nice to hear from you, see who's here. Otherwise, I'm going to leave soon because I'm hungry now, and I think I'm going to eat some fruits because I've been fasting for several days, and I really fancy a juicy pear. I cannot tell you how much I am dying for a pear. Because I've been fasting, I've done a water fast, and then I did a dry fast, which is no water either. But during this live stream, I got so dry I just had to drink some water. So now I'm really, really craving a juicy fruit. Today is historically the most pagan date of the year. Yes, it's the 3rd day after the winter solstice, the 21st, which is the rising of the sun, or the sun god, because that's when the sun was at its lowest in the sky, certainly in the northern hemisphere. So it's the day of new beginnings, or new year in some ways, or perhaps that was the 21st, I'm not sure, but certainly is a massive event. So yeah, all kinds of stuff, some weird stuff has happened on the 25th of December, and they made it into a celebration today for kids. So when you look in the history, it's pretty disgusting. 25th of December, yes. 25th of December. Very true. Is one of the shortest days of the year. Which is annoying because it's supposed to be a happy day of the year and it's the shortest. Why didn't they do it on the 21st of June? the 25th of June. Have a long, fun day. It's not bad for Australians, I suppose. At least they have a long day. So yeah, everyone's welcome. Lovely to see everyone. Alan, seeing that you're the only person actually talking, is there anything that you'd like to ask before we go and say, or anything? Because I'm going to wrap it up soon, I think. I don't expect anyone to turn up, let alone be on here for 2 hours talking about stuff. Keep searching, majority of people asleep. Yep. People are pretty asleep. I like to think I'm awake, but I'm sure I'm far more asleep than is actually awake. Maybe I'm just in the process of waking up. I hope you're waking up too, Alan. Don't know how awake you are. But yeah, the organization has lied to us. But the nice thing about having woken up from the organization is that you realize how asleep you was. And sorry, that sounded a bit northern. How asleep you was. And that is a right kick up the backside to show you that you need to find out what's what, because you just don't know. Just don't know what's going on. Not really. Awake. Good. It's good to hear, Alan. What I would say, though, maybe contentious, but who knows, is that if you think you're awake, I would question that, because then you're probably close to new ideas, which means that there are things that you may need to find out which you are close to because you think you're awake already. I don't know. Maybe you are awake, but certainly awake enough to see that you've been lied to so much, the same as all the rest of us. So, yeah. Oh, Awake the magazine. Oh, yeah. That's a bit of a mockery on people, isn't it? That really takes the piss. It really does. Yeah. So, Alan, you're very welcome to send me messages. Everyone else, always welcome. If you want to chat later, let me know in the comments. I'll be awake till later on. So if any of you, fancy chatting again, let me know. I'm open to that. But at the moment, I need to go and have something to eat and drink and feel good. Maybe watch some funny stuff online or whatever, because this has been fun. But at the same time, I'm tired now. Shade, so may I eat your dog? That's an interesting comment. May you eat my dog? Well, if I had a dog, the answer would be no. But I don't have one. So if you try to eat my dog, I'd probably eat you. So what you got, I'll eat it. I can't tell whether that's funny or bloody weird. But okay. I've got some apples if you want some. You can, but I'm having my pears. No. Right then, everyone. Nice to not funny or weird. Okay, if you say so. And I think that's my cue. So if anyone wants to talk later, I've got 6 people in the comment. I'm here now. Enjoy your pear. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you, Alan. Cheers. 6 people here watching this. So but you're not commenting, so I don't know what to say to you guys. Nice to see you. Well, hopefully, Shade, blah. I hope you find something nice to eat. Don't eat any dogs. I will come after you. Know where you live. So yeah. You're hungry. That's cool. All right, everyone. I'll see you later. I think I've kept saying the same thing over the last few minutes. So yeah. Over and out, and Merry Christmas to those who like Christmas. If not, happy today. Hope you're happy and well. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I think Alan's got it right about Shade. Take your meds. Yeah, got weird at the end, but hey ho. See you later, guys. If you want me to talk later on, let me know. I'll probably come back on later. If you fancy a chat, ta-da. And Alan, thanks so much for being so you're so present and actually in talking. Thanks so much. Take care. Ta-da.